there's a percher on my left hand. Ah, he just got up.
You see that? Sure. He's got one perch.
He's checking them all out too.
So they like to feed heavily right before they have to kind of, do they go carpet at night here?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a suspended animation.
Uh-huh.
They, heartbeat slows, respiration slow. Their pancreas keeps going to keep them fed overnight.
Oh, sure, the sugar.
But they'll be at the first sliver of dawn is when they come out. They usually go for the feeder by the door because it gets light from the porch light. And they'll be flying blind to the target.
Wow.
Because at night they cannot see at all.
We're in an area where there's a lot of chickadees, and the statistics on chickadees and what they do to stay alive during the winter is absolutely... Do you remember any of those statistics that Latimer was talking about for how much weight they lost during the day and how much they had to eat? Oh, it'll be 30 below outside. And these birds are just flipping all over, eating, and...
Yeah. The hummingbirds in cold weather jack their metabolism with sugar to warm up.
Yeah. You seen this show?
Yeah.
I'm going back and forth.
No, what show was it? No, they get both.
You know what I think you should do? I think you should put one of these, stick one of these on that mask.
I think you need yellow instead of red flowers.
That's a good point.
Well, the red is what they go for, more than the yellow.
Yellow's just for people.
Yeah.
They're going to acclimate to you.
Yeah.
You just have to come every day.
They're checking you out more than they did the last time.
Exactly. I feel them a lot.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. Hi there.
Almost.
Just little teasers.
Doing good. He's got look at this. I got 4. The angle of the light is such that his little earlobes are almost looking silver now from time to time.
Yeah. That's because it isn't a tint or pigment. It's microscopic air bubbles on translucent feathers.
Isn't that a hoot?
Yeah. Sometimes it's
there
like
is no
looking
purple. Those aren't purple. It's just that
they can show purple. They can show bright red. They can show magenta, royal blue, and gold. And they know what they're showing.
They do, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they use the bright red flashes to warn the others, like now is not the time.
Now's the time for it. Oh, now you missed it, but
Almost.
there were 3 at once. Oh, Flash. You are so good looking.
Yeah, and they know it too.
So what time do they go to bed here?
It's been around 5:50, 5:55.
We were here in January a few years ago, and about 4:15, the light would go down, the sun would go down behind the mountain. Things would just cool off, EDQ.
Yeah.
But right now it's about closer to 6 o'clock that they kind of...
Mm-hmm. Well, they go by the sunlight
Yep.
because they can't see it all in the dark. They can see several spectrums of light beyond what we can get. Like they can go past the ultraviolet into the lavenders and the pinks. But without sunlight, they can't see a thing.
You see how many are at those feeders up there, man?
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably over 100 here right now.
So Steve, how do we find your YouTube channel? What's it called?
Palm Springs Hummingbirds.
Okay. All right.
Now, why do you call it that?
Because
So
it's Palm
people can
Springs
find
and
it.
these are hummingbirds.
Hey, guys. Hi. Did you see that, Shirley?
I did.
Don't worry about it.
They've gotten close one, didn't they?
They've gotten very close.
Hi there.
And to the brave defenders of Kiev, Ukraine. Slava Ukraini, my friends.
Slava Ukraini.
They watch these. When the Russians invaded, I found an AA meeting in Kiev that I've been going to every Wednesday morning.
And if there's anybody from Mirhorod watching, hello. That's where our host daughter was from.
My mother and sister are there.
Her mother isn't well enough to travel, so she's there. And it's pretty far east. Guys,
They're so much more cooperative than ruby-throated hummingbirds.
aren't they?
Well,
Yeah.
the
The
rubies are
ruby throats.
jerks.
Yeah. They would
Look
really,
at this.
they never would really take turns like these two
Yeah.
coming and taking turns. And,
Where are you from?
oh, we're from Fargo, North Dakota.
Pride of the prairie.
Yep.
We had a son who was stationed in Grand Forks.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
Air Force.
Yes, he was in the Air Force.
Yep.
We visited him at Christmas time.
Well,
That woke you up, didn't
that
it?
was daring.
Yeah, well, he's supposed to come and visit us, so he's not allowed to always leave the pencil and all that stuff. So he asked us to come, and we said, yeah, we're not talking about the toilet in a minute. You know, we changed up my life, and we'll do it. It was beautiful, except it was pitching. The sun out in the snow, it was nice. But,
I had to add really cold still for about 2 weeks, right before we left. It warmed up right as we were leaving, but it was really, really cold.
it warmed up to zero.
It actually was warmed up. It was going to be like about 40 degrees for about 2 weeks.
But we had, January was, I think, 12 degrees colder than average this year. And yeah, it was, we didn't, it's kind of funny, we haven't gotten any of that really, really cold 30 below that we get sometimes, but it just kind of stayed cool.
Yeah, but it did get pretty low.
What was that? What was that?
Seems like they're starting to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Well,
Yeah, sir. Now it's slightly diminishing.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
Not one of every. Hello! Hello!
Linda, why don't you take it off your head and just hold it up?
Guess it's worth a try.
Hold it up. See what happens. It might be your head.
I think it's just something new.
So
Yeah.
it's okay?
They're used to your feeders,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't blame them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
their
your
numbers
flash
have
turned
really
off
gone
now?
down.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty much packing in there.
Yeah.
These are all very local birds that don't have far to go. And they're just trying to get that
Now,
last.
you know what you have to do when we go back?
I did make my
You have to
solutions
delete
down.
about 200
Okay.
They're
photos.
sweet,
Okay.
but they're not tasting it to know that.
Yeah.
I'll have to come back. I meant to come back sooner, but things just
Well,
come up.
look at how the activity's gone down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm glad we ran into you this morning.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, we'll have to come back every day.
Dawn and sunset.
So what happens in the morning?
It's kind of the same. They usually go in like groups of 30, but it starts like a half hour before dawn, and they fly to that feeder because it's lit by the porch light.
Uh-huh.
And for the first 4 hours of daylight, the activity is pretty constant. There'll be 10 to 15 here all the time
Uh-huh.
because they're catching up from not having eaten all night.
One thing that's really a lot different where we are is the angle of the sun.
Yeah.
And the sun's starting to get pretty strong now. And so the birds that are hanging out, even though it's really cold, they'll kind of be hanging out in the sun eating seeds at our house.
Uh-huh.
And it's just kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Juncos and chickadees and
Cardinals.
cardinals.
I get orioles and woodpeckers that visit the hummingbird feeders.
So the woodpecker that we see, that's a Gila woodpecker, is that right?
We have Gilas and ladderbacks.
Okay, you got ladderbacks too.
The Gila has thinner stripes,
Okay,
and the ladderback is thicker, more defined black and white stripes.
we're watching a couple today from where we're.
They like to get onto the saucer-style feeders
Uh-huh.
because their weight tips the feeder so they can reach the nectar easily.
Oh, thanks.
And the hummingbirds try and chase them off, and they don't care.
What time is it today?
It's 6 o'clock.
5:59, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Isn't that a hoot?
They know when.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm going to try again.
Okay.
You're very welcome. I'm determined. Okay.
I can see that
They
they
came
might.
closer.
Yeah.
They came
Yeah.
a lot closer today.
What was sunset was actually 5:20 right now?
No,
5:40
no,
something.
that'll be fine.
5:40, I think is what
5:40?
Yeah.
I asked Alexa.
It's interesting to see how it all changes.
Yeah.
You know, you guys must be quite a bit different where you sit in the time zone than we are.
Yeah, if you're the eastern or westernmost, yeah.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it a lot.
Thank you
That was
very
so
much.
awesome.
Yes.
And we will see you again.
Okay. You're very welcome. Tommy needs.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Another experiment.